Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WrestlePlug YouTube channel. We are here to discuss WWE Raw from last night. I'm Aerons, and I have a special guest for once from Sly Fox Sports Broadcasting, and also my good friend, avid wrestling fan, and huge, mega Randy Orton supermark, which is going to make for very interesting listening. Jeremy Miller, welcome to our cheeky little Raw review, Jeremy. Let's get right into it, mate. No wasting any time around. Turns out that Blue Demon Jr. has a retarded cousin in the way of Randy. I just got my face burnt Orton. So Raw starts with a 10-minute monologue from Mr. Borton. It seems that Randy Orton, since getting fire in his face, has returned to his boring ways. 10-minute monologue telling us all about how the fire has increased the voices inside his head. He was also wearing what was essentially the nappy version of a luchador mask. And I'm very fascinated by the fact that his face was burnt, and yet his eyebrows seem to be completely undeterred and untouched by said singeing, which was fantastic stuff for all of us. Randy Orton is not very happy. And of course, if someone burnt your face, what would you do, Jeremy? You would obviously enact revenge in the most violent way possible by entering the Royal Rumble. This is clearly building towards Randy Orton with, I guarantee, The Fiend comes back at the Royal Rumble, eliminates him for the Royal Rumble, feud continues. That's basically what they're implying.
Oh, yeah.
He even said that in the promo, didn't he? He was like, you know what? I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to stop me from winning the Rumble. Oh, and by the way, my favorite line of this, before I let you jump in and let us know what you think about your boy, my favorite line for this was when he was like, even if you cut off all my limbs, I'd still win the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, pretty sure you wouldn't, because you'd be a paraplegic. And I don't want to be rude, but if the geezer with no legs but arms couldn't get through much of the AEW Battle Royal before MJF tossed him out, you got no chance with no limbs at all, bruv. So yeah, interesting. What's your thoughts on Randy Orton and this incredible monologue?
For one, he looks like Mil Mascaras.
Well, yeah, if he like ran into a wall.
I'm at a loss of words for this. Like, I get it. It's Royal Rumble time. Everybody's trying to declare. He got a fireball thrown in his face. Okay. But why? Why like this? Why not do it in like, I don't know, have the hood up or something. Not a fucking fake ass luchador mask looking like a fucking.
Who gave him that mask?
Huh?
Who in? Do you remember when John Moxley was on Chris Jericho's podcast? And
Yeah.
he talked about how never make someone a prop, because all of a sudden Vince McMahon's like, oh, it's such good shit. That's what happened. Vince McMahon, like, obviously Randy Orton probably came and said, look, we need to cover up the fact that, you know, I've got burns on my face for whatever reason. I'm sorry, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. You can't get decent enough makeup to just make him look like he's been burnt for a few weeks. You know, and immediately they're making excuses. Oh, it's only first-degree burns, so it won't be any lasting damage. Oh, that seems convenient. Alexa Bliss as well. He's like, I don't blame Alexa Bliss for what she did. My Amazon Echo just went off because it's like, huh? You know, the reality is,
I don't know that one.
No, neither do we. Ultimately, God damn it, Jeff Bezos, stop listening to our podcast. I just think it's so cheap and Randy Orton's delivery wasn't terrible, but how fucking so I've been really apologetic for Raw. Okay, I've defended Raw because there are some good things about it. Case in point, AJ Styles versus Ricochet, which was fucking phenomenal. But the problem is that's 20 minutes of a 3-hour broadcast. So what do I always say on this podcast for anyone watching? Continuity and logic. How important it is for the storylines to have continuity. I'm just going to turn off my Amazon Echo because I'm going to be mentioning her name a lot. Continuity is so important, as is logic. Where is the logic? Right, so I have mentioned this on several occasions. Randy Orton set a man alive. He burnt him alive. He burnt a man alive and killed him. He destroyed an entity. He burnt him alive. His comeuppance for this was to then try and burn the geezer's girlfriend, essentially. Then he gives compassion, apparently. Oh, he's got compassion. I love this. He's like, I had something that even I didn't realize, compassion. I was like, yeah, but the problem is you've already burnt a man alive, so I'm not really going to give you any credit for that, sunshine. Then the follow-up to this continuity is she shoved a fireball in my face. Some would say rightfully so. Your then follow-up to this is, you burnt my face. So now I'm going to enter a massive, massive clusterfuck of a Royale with the possibility of going to WrestleMania. And that'll show the world because I'm so angry. What kind of fucking bullshit? Who wrote this? Who wrote? Right, give me that gif where Shawn Michaels or whoever it is says, who booked this crap? Because this is fucking garbage. I'm not defending this. This is awful. This is bad. This is terrible. This is play school bullshit written by fucking people who have never had sex. Clearly, who's in charge? Who's in and Kevin Dunn, by the way, I can do without your 12 billion camera angles fucking giving me an epileptic photosensitive seizure every fucking time I watch Raw. You buck-tooth fuck-faced idiot. You piss me off so much. You're not going to be a film director. Jesus Christ. If this was John Woo, everyone in the world would need a vaccination for photosensitive epilepsy, because this is just unacceptable at this point. This has become... I've defended it long enough, and I know people are used to me being super optimistic, and unfortunately, where Jeremy's around, I tend to be even more animated. But ultimately, I'm not defending this. This is garbage, hot garbage. Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, The Fiend, this kind of feud has pretty much been the best thing Raw has had to offer for the last 6 months, or at least since it started 3 or 4 months ago, including Drew McIntyre stuff as well, which was really good. Randy Orton's been on a tear. And it's almost like Vince McMahon's like, you know what, Randy Orton's been so good for a year. It's been the best stuff ever. How do we make that even shitter? Like, you've got to ruin everything. You've got to, at some point, ruin it, haven't you? Oh, well, burn his face. Okay. Like you say,
But now
you
you
just
still
had
have
him
to be in
hiding
the
in the dark. Why don't you just say, do you know what? My face will be okay by the Royal Rumble. Maybe he comes out with a little bit of bruising or burns or whatever, and that's fine, and work from there. But no, you got to put his dumb mask on him. Some idiot in props is like, yo, dude, my daughter just took a shit in this nappy. Maybe you could put that on your head. It's not even a proper. At least buy a decent mask. What? I bet somebody said, well, it needs to be plain because otherwise people might think he's Rey Mysterio. Oh yeah, the resemblance is uncanny. Fucking moron.
And they couldn't get a clear one because that would be too much like Cody.
That upsets me. That annoys me. Ricochet versus AJ Styles was great, though, wasn't it? That was fantastic. That was the highlight of the night. That was phenomenal. How about that crazy Styles clash where he sprang him off the ropes first?
Fucking beautiful, dude. He got him with that hot shot right onto the rope, and then just took it one step closer and caught him in midair and just fucking dropped. Fucking
where you put AJ Styles on the card, he gets gold. First time I've given a shit about Ricochet in months.
Yeah.
Because you put him in a ring of AJ Styles, who's world class.
The thing is,
writes itself.
With Ricochet losing, I don't think he's going to be in the Rumble.
Who cares? The problem is he's such a fucking jobber, So even if he is in a Rumble, big whoop. I'm not that fussed. But for what it was a fantastic standalone match. And I've always said this, the one advantage of a 3-hour show is you can get away with having good, long wrestling matches. So if you're a wrestling fan, what more could you ask for? It was a bad Raw, but let's not forget about that match because that match was fantastic. And if that match was on pay-per-view, we'd all be fucking fapping our nuts off at how good it was. I really like Omos as well, or Omos. I think he's really good. I think he's funny, actually. He's got good chops.
Fucking referee.
Yeah, and he's
also... when the referee was like, put him down.
He's fucking huge. He is huge.
He's
like so big.
Tall.
I swear he's 8 foot tall. He's fucking massive. He's fucking humongous. He makes me feel so small. Like, AJ Styles is small, but I'll tell you what, like, for instance, when he stared down Adam Pearce backstage, Adam Pearce, I like it when he's like, do you know what, Adam? I love AJ Styles' gimmick now of, I don't like you, therefore this big guy doesn't like you either. That's his gimmick. So I don't need to dislike you. I have a huge black man now. That's all I have to care about. It's actually kind of funny and it works. And also, he's getting Omos over with his hilarious commentary. AJ Styles is gold, man. Doesn't matter what he does. He's always getting everyone else over while still looking fantastic. He might be a flat earther, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a fantastic human being. And unlike the other flat earther on AEW, at least this guy can still go with the best of them in the world. It's as simple as that. AJ Styles, when it's all said and done, is one of the greatest ever wrestlers to really work in our lifetime. Honestly, I'm struggling to think of many wrestlers that really can compare to him in terms of what he's done for wrestling and also people around him. He's very much today's Kurt Angle in a lot of ways. So Raw. How about Lacey Evans macking off of Ric Flair? Fuck off. Okay, that's all I got to say on that. By the way, that match was terrible. So botchy. Peyton Royce and Charlotte Flair do not work together. I like Peyton Royce.
No.
She is a beautiful lady, but tell you what, that match was fucking dross, man. It was bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Match. The use of women actually in this show, it's funny because if you told me, because this Raw, it felt like a good third or at least almost a half of it felt like it was dedicated towards the women. And if you told me that beforehand, I'm like, fucking let's go, mate. I'm ready for this because the women always deliver. Not so much. Not this week. Terrible. No. Peyton Royce, stay away from better wrestlers until you're ready. I think she's still way too green. They should never have separated her from Billie Kay. Charlotte Flair is fine, but even she looked like she was dragged down a few levels in this match. Having Lacey Evans, by the way, smoking hot, comes out in Ric Flair's robe, still looks smoking hot. That's great. I don't want to see hopped up 80-year-old ketamine-induced Ric Flair out there. Got no interest in that. Please, Rick, just go home. By the way, shout out to Ric Flair for the Ric Flair drips that I bought for my birthday, the Damian Lillard specials. Mwah, those things are sick. There you go. There's a nice little shot of them there. Aren't they gorgeous? You know you want them. They're available on Adidas, by the way. They're on sale at the moment. Just £50 a pair. Oh, suit you, sir. Very nice. Yeah, no, hate that angle. Think it's garbage. What do you think about... apparently, Lacey Evans kind of confirmed backstage with a backstage interview. She said, oh, you know, I'm just learning from the dirtiest player in the game. I'm not sleeping with him.
I hate this.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It's really bad.
This is just another way of Ric Flair being a dirty fucking womanizer.
He's loving it, though, isn't he? Did you see it?
Oh, fuck yeah, he's loving it. He's got a blonde on his arm.
Woo! he's loving that shit.
Woo!
What's a player? Always a player, son.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good man. Hey, you got it. You keep flaunting it, son, until you are dead, which the way you're going won't be too long, if I'm being honest, sadly. But yeah, no, it's just cringeworthy. However, people who whinge about Charlotte Flair not jobbing out, not doing the business, not helping other people out, go fuck yourself. She might have beaten Peyton Royce on this occasion, but it took a lot to do it. And also, she's jobbed out to Lacey Evans. She's been. I think it almost feels like she's lost as many as she's won since she's come back. You know.
Yeah.
My only criticism, my only criticism, there's a lot of criticisms, but my biggest criticism here is the fact that the women's tag team titles are literally null and void. What's the fucking point? Asuka's busy with Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair's busy with Lacey Evans. Like, what the fucking hell is the point? And then you look at the rest of the women's tag team division. Shayna Baszler and apparently Nia Jax don't like each other anymore because Shayna Baszler keeps showing her up and making her look like an asshole. So you can probably do that quite well yourself, love. You know, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose are very nice to look at, aren't they? But
yeah, you got the power blondes they're trying to one up.
Yeah, Hollywood Blondes 2.0, whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't mean anything. They don't get any mic time. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax have never liked each other anyway. The whole gimmick was that they were a great tag team that hated each other, a bit like Angle and Benoit back in the day, just not as good. Shayna Baszler, they just don't have it. Why do they not have faith in her being a champion? She's clearly good enough. She proved in NXT she could be one of the best women's heels of all time. They don't want to push her. What's the fucking point then? What is the point? Why are you taking a devastating, destructive, MMA-based background woman like this who can literally knock out everyone in your division? We saw what she could do in that Elimination Chamber when she tore everyone apart, and then her and Asuka had that meaty conflict. You're like, oh, yes, please, give me more of that. And instead, all they've done since then, they go, fucking hell. It's been a dive bomb since WrestleMania. They don't know what they're doing with her. And I thought putting the tag titles in her and Nia Jax would improve it and infuse a little bit of interest into her. No. If anything, it's actually made it worse. And now they've got to book themselves out of another dumb angle because they have no idea what to do with anything long term. And let's be honest, the highlight of this show for most people will be Alexa Bliss versus Asuka in the main event. Alexa Bliss picks up a win courtesy of channeling the Fiend, who essentially the idea, I think, here is that. So they had the playground segment, didn't they? Where essentially the idea is that the Fiend's there, but he's not. You know, his spirit's there talking to her. You know, she's not crazy.
It's the same way as. It's the same way as in Suicide Squad when Harley Quinn's talking to Mr. J.
Yeah. It's kind of like a telepathic communication thing, which immediately rings alarm bells because it's fucking shit. It doesn't work. This is WWE Raw, not NCIS Ghost Edition. Fucking what is this? Next week, Ectoplasm gets jizzed all over Ricochet's face. What the fuck? Like, you're getting too ridiculous now. I like stupidity. I like a bit of ridiculous. I like a bit of out there. I mean, The Undertaker mastered it for almost 30 years. But, you know, this whole is we've gone from teleportation to body control, mind manipulation, schizophrenia. Like, I tell you what, right? A lot of people who watch wrestling are on the spectrum. Okay, I don't think that's unfair to say. Imagine having a severe mental disability and watching this show. Like, you wouldn't be able to recover. What the fuck is going on? I'm fucking feeling myself become more mentally deficient watching this. What the fuck is this garbage? You know, and I try and be subjective. I try and be objective, excuse me. And I try and, you know, really be honest and try and be positive where I feel that something has merit. But a lot of this is hot garbage. And I've tried for week after week to be nice about this. What did you think about Alexa Bliss versus Asuka as a match? But also the kind of side note that he basically took her over, didn't he? That was the idea. That was what was implied, that she was channeling his power, and that's why she pretty much became unstoppable and eventually dispatched her. Yeah,
that's what I think. She is him now. He has possessed her.
Does that mean he's going to win the men's rumble? She's going to win the men's rumble.
She's going to win the men's rumble.
Every time she gets like clotheslined by a bloke, she just gets back up again and no sells it. Like, nah. Set me alive, innit?
That'd be hilarious.
How is she supposed to? If she channels him, surely she should fucking clean house in the Women's Rumble. If that's the story we're going for, right?
Right.
What do we think about her beating Asuka? Do you think that she's good enough to be a credible contender to Asuka's title?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think Asuka... I liked Asuka's approach in the playground. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy that. I like the approach of her actually being nice and being sweet, and that's still not working. You know, she went to sit down and she's like, "You don't sit there." Like, you know, these little things like,
right. And then
Daddy sits there. Like, you know.
And then she was talking Japanese. Obviously, she's talking Japanese, and all she hears is "yowie wowie."
Yeah, and that fucking kicks her off as well. You
don't say that.
Yeah,
you don't fucking say that.
It's weird because they're supposed to be de facto faces because of what's going on with Randy Orton, but now they're heels while they're dealing with, and this is the other thing as well. If you're not going to be a heel or a face, that's fine, but don't fucking pretend to be one or the other and then, you know, swap and change to benefit whatever storyline you're in. All of a sudden, Alexa Bliss is evil because she's facing Asuka, but when she's against Randy Orton, it's it's retribution.
I don't think she is evil though. She's just
fit. I'll give you that. Can I just say that? I'm trying to hide my cretinous behavior sometimes, but oh my days.
And
my day. The way she's like smiling and looking at the camera like, and I'm like, oh, please just fucking ruin me. Literally step on my balls. Like, I'm sorry, but I know. I'm like, oh my God, I would allow you to fire so many fireballs on my dick.
When it went back to the darkness, it's just,
the way she's like looking and she's got the smeared lipstick, and I'm like, please shit on my face. Seriously. Sorry. I'll do whatever you want. I'm so depraved for you.
It's so wonderful.
By the way, congratulations on your new boyfriend. You look very happy, and over here you're engaged, and that's all very well.
Congratulations.
Feel free to step on my balls in large stilettos. I'm happy with that. Anyway, it was good. It was a good match, but the problem was that I was so frustrated by this concept that Asuka couldn't overcome Alexa Bliss, because Asuka is the most dangerous, most legitimate fighter you've got in the women's division, other than Shayna Baszler. She should be able to kick her ass. So I assume the storyline is, but she's harnessing the power of the Fiend, therefore Asuka can't overcome that. What I would have liked to have seen, and only a few people might get this reference, I'd love it if Asuka channels Kana for this.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see.
But I don't think they'll do that. Fiend. They won't do that because that's fun and interesting. What they'll do is they'll have something else, like, you know, piss pot on a pole match or something, because creative has no clue. It's just it's the logistic nature of Raw that pisses me off, and the continuity of it. SmackDown isn't flawless, but at least it's got some semblance of sense to what it's doing. Raw has lost its mind. Raw is like the proper sectioned brother of SmackDown.
We had some interesting segments in Raw though. Like,
what jumped out at you for Raw? What sort of
the Hurt Business imploding?
Oh, by the way, did you see Bobby Lashley stand on Matt Riddle's foot and miss it by
And
about
missed it by that much.
just a bit outside. The camera
And yet,
work was so. By the way, Kevin Dunn, you want to work in film? You wouldn't even be allowed to work in a student film after this fucking hot garbage. Who said, "Oh yeah, make sure you're staring at his feet"? Could you not have panned up a little bit so it just implied it? It would have been so much easier. Instead, you see him miss. I can't wait for Botchamania to get hold of that. Good times. That was fucking atrocious. I hope they splice in that moment for Scary Movie 4 where she goes, "You're on my foot, fat shit." That would be fucking great. But they probably won't. So I'll try and do that for you because I'm a video editor, so why not? There was that. That's, by the way, that 6-man tag, nobody gives a shit. Don't care. Like, I'm sick of it again. Do you know what that felt like to me? A little bit like that 6-man tag we had at Impact Hard to Kill. Let's just throw some people in there. Go on, have a little wrestle. I like the Hurt Business. They don't know what they're doing with them. Also, I'm sick and tired of this angle that Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander can't get on the same page, but not before they won the tag titles.
after.
What the fuck is that? We've won the tag titles. Now let's be dipshits. If anything, you should have better continuity because you're the tag team champions.
Exactly.
Speaking of the former tag team champions, Xavier Woods, right? Kofi Kingston's injured. Mustafa Ali, you could have potentially been one of the most exciting breakout stars of the last couple of years, but instead, Teabag and Slapjack Ding Dong have decided that you are going to be a fuck-faced nobody who jobs out to people. In the meantime, why don't you throw all your large guys at the remaining black guy from New Day? Fuck is this?
Okay, question. Because this has been chapping my ass for a few months.
My ass has been chapped. Seriously, like I think my colon.
Okay,
I can feel my colon collapsing.
When Ali first came, it was Mustafa. When the fuck did it become Mustafa?
So apparently that's how it's always been pronounced. And he had a big old kickoff about it with Charlie Caruso on Raw Talk a few weeks ago and said, "Say my name." And she went, "Mustafa." He went, "No, it's Mustafa." And apparently since then they've decided that whatever. It's kind of like him saying, "Stop appropriating me, don't tread on me." If that's the case, that's fine. But why didn't you fucking announce it the same way? And also, who gives a shit? I'm half Egyptian, bruv. I come from a Muslim family, okay? I'm not personally Muslim, but I come from a Muslim family. I have a very similar background and upbringing to Mustafa Ali, excuse me. And I'll tell you what, we don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, so nor should you, bruv. Like, this is WWE. It's fiction anyway. Like, as long as people pronounce your name correctly outside of wrestling, that's kind of important for business meetings and whatnot. But on screen, come on. It's not exactly Jeff Harvey, is it? Like, fucking do better. By the way, Retribution sucks dick, okay? They suck so much anus. Oh, Teabag, mate. Terrible. Like, and I enjoyed
Teabag,
it. By the way, Donovan Dijak is so good. What a waste in this fucking faction. What's an absolute waste. Dio Madden's really good as well. And I actually really like Mace's gimmick. His eyes are great. They scare the shit out of you. He genuinely is quite terrifying. And here he is having by the way, the botched ending to his match with Xavier Woods. You're thinking, oh, it's all right. It's not terrible. Oh, he's botched his finisher and just dropped him. Nice. His finisher was, what'd you just do? That was shit. You're not getting a match with Brock Lesnar doing that, bruv. Jesus, stick to Twitter. Garbage. Hot garbage. Should be ashamed. This angle's crap. Scrap it. Get rid of it. I'm bored now. And Mustafa Ali's gimmick now is, I hate you, Kofi Kingston, because you took my spot in the Elimination Chamber, which I spoke about on that WWE 24 documentary less than a year ago about how happy I was that you took that spot. But never mind that. Don't watch that. Don't pay attention to that. That didn't happen. Now watch this promo where I'm sat in a baseball stadium talking about how much I hate you. What? I'll have schizophrenia by the end of this show. Seriously, I think the Fiend's sat next to me at the moment. Hey, buddy, how's it going? You all right? Having a good time? Fuck is this shit? This was a bad Raw. Bad Raw.
They didn't even talk about the best part, though. They didn't talk about the dirt sheet. Gilbert.
I was getting in it. So there's no Goldberg on this show. There's no Sheamus. There's no Keith Lee. There's no Drew McIntyre. Stars, we don't need those. What we need is a load of shit. So, Miz and Morrison. Now, I used to love The Miz. I used to hail him as one of the best mic workers in the world at one point. His stuff with Total Bella's bullshit when he was going up against John Cena was actually fucking gold. World class. He has fucking taken such a dip ever since he became Miz and Mrs. Because he doesn't need to, because he's getting all that sweet fucking money, off the reality TV series. So he's like, I don't give a shit. I'll just turn up and my boy John. John Morrison looks like a total douche. Why did you bother coming back, mate? You've done literally nothing other than get eliminated by Brock Lesnar in like, what, 10 seconds? Like, who cares? You've done nothing. That's a shame. And that we're talking about one of the best athletes of the modern generation, John Morrison, as well. And he still looks sick. Go to New Japan. Make some money.
Numerous time heavyweight champion in other fucking companies.
They must have thrown a lot of money at him to bring him back. That's the only thing I can think of is that the money was so good that you couldn't turn
that.
I understand that.
I think that there was a clause in his contract that Taya comes with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Taya turns up in NXT soon. I think she'll probably do really well on that program, especially with, you've got to go to NXT if you want to wrestle with the best women in the world. It's as simple as it gets. But this is garbage. And they say, we've got Goldberg on the show. And a little part of me thought, it's not going to be Goldberg. I bet it's something dumb like Gilbert, isn't it? And I must admit, I popped for Mr. Dwayne Gill. He's just recovered from a heart attack. But this is the problem, right? Dwayne Gill has just recovered from a heart attack. And Vince McMahon's like, get out here, you fucking midget. It's like, dude, you should be at home resting. I love you, Dwayne Gill. You're so cool. By the way, your cameos are amazing. I think he charges like $15 and he gives you like a 10-minute promo. He's so cool. I love Dwayne Gill. He's fantastic. Dwayne Gill is what makes the wrestling business work. A guy who just loves doing what he does. He was James Ellsworth well before James Ellsworth and not nearly as much of a sexual deviant and a fuck-faced annoying shitbag like James Ellsworth is. I'm sorry, Dwayne. I know you're friends with James Ellsworth, but that guy's scum. And he's also got no chin. I'd love to fight James Ellsworth. I'd knock him the fuck out. I'm just
the no chin music.
I'll wrestle him. I'll kill him. I will. I'll drop him on his head. Give me a match with Ellsworth. I'll knock him clean out. End of story. I'm down for it. Dwayne Gill, on the other hand, happily do the job for that man. Legend. He comes out as Gilbert, and then they bring out a fat guy. I mean, this guy made me feel ripped.
You know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of the one actor that was in Harold and Kumar.
I haven't seen it.
I can't remember what his name is. He always plays a Jewish guy or something, a nerd.
Yeah. Well, he should have stayed at home for this one. He comes out as Drew McIntyre with a mini midget sword, and you know what this reminded me when they brought out midget Bret Hart the night after he left. It was just trash and crass and not needed and garbage, and it's not funny. And ultimately, the Miz and Morrison now have become fucking an absolute doorstop of a joke. I hated this segment. I must admit, I thought the Drew McIntyre entrance was funny for about 20 seconds, and then I realized, fuck you. Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. I mean, I love Dwayne Gill, okay? And you can take the piss out of Goldberg because I don't give a shit about Goldberg. I'll fight you as well, Goldberg. You'll kick my ass, but I'll fight you. Fuck it. Why not? Good payday for me, bruv. Tell you what, me and you, we'll get in the ring, we'll have an MMA fight or whatever, give the money to charity. Fuck it. I'm game for that. Why not? Why not? Because I respect this business a little bit more than you.
We'll be tagging Goldberg in this video.
Yeah, fuck it. You can tag Goldberg. I'm down for it. He'll kill me, but it'll be worth it. Worth it. Let's make some fucking money for them kids, innit?
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'll tell you what, fucking, it stunk. It's not funny. It's like Dwayne Gill. Oh wait, this is AIDS. That's how it felt. This was cancer. You know that episode? There's an episode of Futurama, right? And before everyone gets all uppity and whatever, I've had all kinds of shit myself. So whatever, I understand the pain and everything that comes with that. But I remember there's a bit where Bender does a Futurama audition, right, to be on All My Circuits with Calculon, the robot. And Calculon's sitting there, and he does this terrible audition. And Calculon gets up and goes, "That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer." And that's basically how this segment was. I felt like I was terminally ill after watching it. And even Dwayne Gill, who I love seeing, even me, I was thinking, come on, that guy had a heart attack a few weeks ago. Let him fucking rest. You couldn't find some other malnourished bold cunt to play Gilbert for the night? Come on, man. Why did he come out at Legends Night? Jesus Christ. They probably wanted him back at Legends Night. I guarantee, I reckon, right? This is my weird conspiracy theory. I'm going all Sami Zayn on you guys. I reckon they paid Gilbert to be at Legends Night. He couldn't be there because he was rehabbing from a heart attack. And they said, right, as soon as you're back, we need to fucking make use of that payday. And then they said, right, creative. We've still got Dwayne Gill's appearance. We don't know what to do. And some dickhead was like, midgets. Oh, that's such good shit. This show must be exclusively run, not even by Vince McMahon, but Vince McMahon's decaying anus. That is the only way I can truly understand, because he must be shitting out the scripts. This sucked. I'm so angry. Fuck you. This pissed me off. I like WWE. I love NXT. I think SmackDown's great. I am really pissed off with Raw. I'm getting fed up with it now. Also, stop fucking declaring for the Rumble, especially after you've had your face burnt off, but your eyebrows are intact, innit? What's going to be next week, right? I guarantee they'll try. Do you remember when they threw Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the side of the building at Money in the Bank? And then they realized, oh shit, we accidentally showed the trampoline. Fast forward to the next night on Raw. As I saw my life flashing before my eyes. Thank God there was another level there. And I didn't die. Nice one, Ray. Nice one. Get a little bit of extra money for you for covering that, because obviously someone would have picked it up on the internet. What happens if next week, if we go on about Randy Orton's eyebrows enough, maybe next week you'll be like, yeah, but luckily I had anti-alopecia, which blocked the fire. that'll be the next thing. What the fuck is this hot garbage? Jeremy Miller, you haven't had much of a chance to talk, to be honest, because I've been too busy ranting. Is there anything you'd like to talk about on Raw before we wrap this up? Our YouTube fans are just as furious as we are.
Yeah, the Orton thing was bollocks. Fucking ridiculous.
Bollocks, mate.
And I'm not going to lie, I popped for Dwayne Gill. I did laugh.
You would look just like Dwayne Gill if you shaved your head, I reckon. You got the same kind of body consistency, sisters. It's a compliment. I reckon you look like Goldberg. Grow your beard out a little bit. But I look like Fat Goldberg, and you look like malnourished Goldberg. And if we combine, we might be able to take him in a handicap fight, I reckon. Me and Miller versus Goldberg, handicap charity fight. Let's do it. Let's make some money for them kids, innit?
Yeah.
The charity, mate.
Let me take time off of work because I'm going to need it to rehab.
Hey, you can take Goldberg. You can do it. You can take Goldberg. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Leave in the comments below. Do you think either me or Jeremy could take Goldberg in a fight? Do you think even as a pairing we'd be able to take Goldberg in a fight for charity? And also, everyone tag Goldberg.
Let's tag Goldberg.
Do you know what? I don't hate Goldberg like a lot of people do, actually.
No.
I know I'm full of hyperbole and stuff like that, and I'm taking the piss for the entertainment benefit. I don't hate him, but come on. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestling in 2020.
No.
Please go away. Please fucking go away. And also, it's not like you need the money in it, bruv. I know you have a shit ton of luxury cars. I know you have a great life and kids and everything else, and you've done a great, service to yourself more so than anybody else. And that's what wrestling should be about. You should be in it for yourself to make money and look after yourself. You make a lot of money, but you can make a lot of friends. That's what Scott Hall used to say. But fucking hell, get off my screen, you old man.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, the main event was probably the best part for me. And, of course, the AJ Styles Ricochet match.
Retribution sucks, though. That really annoyed
me. Yeah, right? Retribution.
They are so bad.
I fucking am so pissed that they put Donovan in. I saw Donovan Dijak live. He tagged with Tommaso Ciampa to go up against Finn Balor and Damian
I saw him
Priest.
wrestle... I forgot his name, and he's going to kill me for it because we get on quite well. Dave Mastiff, who's now in NXT UK. I saw him wrestle Dave Mastiff at a cockpit in front of like 120 people, right? And it was so sick watching these two behemoths twat each other around the ring. I've seen him wrestle quite a few times, and he's such an amazing athlete. But fuck me. And at the end of that match as well, when they're standing over Xavier Woods and they're calling out Kofi Kingston on the camera, and the camera couldn't pan down enough, and you forgot that Xavier Woods was laying there underneath them because Teabag and fucking Slapnuts are too big for the camera. Fucking hell. Just so many stupid little things which contribute to a bad show. Whoever wrote this should be taken out against the wall and repeatedly hitting their bollocks with a baseball bat. Unacceptable. Terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. Jeremy Miller, pay attention. Anything to add to Raw, or I'll be done here?
No, I think we're good. Raw,
good, thank God.
Raw was
shit. Ladies and gentlemen. Was Raw a shit in our minds as it was in yours? That was really disturbing. That was very disturbing. So my BT app just decided to play that bit where Alexa Bliss goes and it just disappears. I was like, whoa, that's trippy as fuck. I'm going to leave that in.
The Fiend is coming for you.
He's like, let me into your house and I'll show you good riding.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Fiend. I'm a big fan of yours. It's everyone else that's the problem here, mate. terrible, terrible, terrible show. Let us know what you think. Maybe you liked it. Maybe there were bits that you did enjoy. Obviously, the Stars Clash was amazing. Let us know about that. But leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about this horrendous fucking Raw. Also, check out our boys Rated R for Wrestling on YouTube. Very cool. They're always commenting on our videos, and I really like their content as well. So give them a shout out and give them a look. They're really good guys, and I appreciate all the love that they show to us. Shout out as well to Lee, who always comments as well. And of course to Paolo Lamb Chop as well. What a fucking amazing name that is. I love that so much. Always pop for that. But yeah, shout out to you guys consistently helping us out, sharing. Don't forget, once we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to be giving away a WrestlePlug t-shirt and so on for every 100 subscribers in the month of January and up until the end of February. So if we do all of a sudden have a spike, there's going to be free merch flying around here, baby. But from myself, Aaron X, and from Jeremy Miller, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you very soon for more reviews from the WrestlePlug YouTube channel.